Ripple and Bitso bring the MXNB Peso stablecoin to the XRP Ledger. Ripple and Bitso are expanding their existing partnership to bring MXNB, Bitso's Mexican peso-backed stablecoin, to the XRP Ledger, with a stated goal of powering enterprise stablecoin settlement across Latin America. The plan was shared by Cointelegraph on June 12, 2026, citing the two companies. MXNB is the same peso stablecoin that recently went live on Base, so this is a multi-chain expansion of an asset that already exists, rather than a brand new launch. The framing here is enterprise settlement, not consumer wallets. That distinction matters. A peso stablecoin sitting on a fast, low-fee ledger is mainly useful to businesses that need to move value between Mexico and the rest of the region without parking it in correspondent banks for days. A second chain for a peso-pegged asset, MXNB, is pegged to the Mexican peso and issued by Bitso, the largest crypto exchange in Mexico by users. Putting it on the XRP Ledger gives the token a second settlement venue alongside Base. For a treasury or a payments company, more than one chain means more routing options and less dependence on any single network's fees or congestion. The XRP Ledger has long been pitched for cross-border value transfer, with fast finality and very low per-transaction cost. A local currency stablecoin on that ledger is the piece that has been missing for years. Most XRPL settlement historically routed through XRP itself or USD-denominated assets, which left a foreign exchange step between a US dollar leg and a peso payout. A native peso token removes one of those conversions. XRP was trading at 114 as of June 12, 2026, up 1.8% over 24 hours, with the broader market still reading extreme fear at 18 on the Fear and Greed Index. Price action is not the story here. The MXNB news is about the ledger as plumbing, and that case holds regardless of where XRP trades on a given day. Built for business payments across borders, cross-border payments into and out of Latin America are large, frequent, and expensive. Mexico is one of the biggest remittance markets in the world, and businesses moving payroll, supplier payments, or marketplace settlements across borders pay real money in spreads and delays. A peso stablecoin that settles in seconds lets a company hold value in the currency it actually owes, then convert only at the edges when it needs local bank rails. Bitso brings the regulated on and off ramps and the peso reserves. Ripple brings the ledger and an enterprise sales motion that already targets payments firms. The two have worked together before on cross-border flows, so adding MXNB to the XRP ledger reads as deepening an existing pipe rather than opening a new front. This also fits a wider 2026 pattern of local currency stablecoins arriving on multiple chains at once. Bitso's own MXNB went live on Base earlier this month, and the broader push toward regional stable assets has been one of the more concrete stablecoin trends of the year. The connection to crypto spending. For people who use crypto cards, the relevant part is the rail underneath. Most cards available across Latin America do not spend a token directly at the register. They convert a stablecoin or crypto balance to local fiat at the point of sale, and the cost and speed of that conversion depend on the settlement layer behind the scenes. A deeper, more liquid peso stablecoin market, with more than one chain to settle on, is the kind of infrastructure that, over time, can tighten the spreads card users pay on local currency spending. That is a second-order effect, and it is worth being precise about it. MXNB on the XRP Ledger is an enterprise settlement product today, not a consumer card feature. The announcement does not change what any specific card charges. It strengthens the underlying market for a regulated peso stablecoin, which is the layer cards and payment apps build on. The same logic applies to the recent wave of card expansion in the region, where issuers have been adding Latin American countries faster than the local stablecoin rails matured. There is also a counterparty point that does not go away with better plumbing. A fiat-backed stablecoin is only as sound as its reserves and its issuer. MXNB's peso peg depends on Bitso holding and managing those reserves, the same trust assumption behind any custodial stable asset. The chain it settles on does not change who is holding the money.